There are few forces on Earth as raw, as primal, as the eruption of a volcano. It is a spectacle that reminds us of the planet's immense power, a world constantly in the process of creation and destruction. We have witnessed moments of almost unbelievable drama, such as the incredible collapse of a volcanic crater in Iceland, a moment where the very Earth gave way, sending a torrent of molten rock cascading over the side like a fiery waterfall. These are sights that sear themselves into our memory, a direct connection to the geological heartbeat of our world. I have seen many wonders in my time, but the sight of a volcano erupting against the velvet blackness of night is something truly special. There is a breathtaking beauty in it, a stark contrast between the incandescent fury of nature and the serene twinkling city lights below, as captured so vividly during an eruption in Guatemala. It's a humbling juxtaposition, humanity's gentle glow against the planet's fiery breath. It serves as a powerful reminder that we are but visitors on a world that operates on a timescale far grander than our own. These events, once witnessed only by those fortunate, or perhaps unfortunate, enough to be nearby, are now captured for all to see, offering a window into the Earth's most dramatic processes. Each eruption tells a story, a unique chapter in the ongoing saga of our planet's formation. They are moments of terror and of sublime beauty, often in the very same instant. Here are 5 stunning volcanic eruptions that were caught on camera. Our journey begins on the island of Sicily, in the shadow of Europe's most active and imposing volcano, Mount Etna. This is not a mountain that sleeps for long. It is a living, breathing entity, its moods shifting with the pressures building deep within the Earth. In 2017, it awoke once more, putting on a display that was both magnificent and terrifying. The sky above the Mediterranean was painted with ash and fire, a spectacle of nature's untamed artistry. For those who live on its slopes, Etna is a constant companion, a source of fertile soil and, at times, immense danger. During the 2017 eruption, the photographer Giuseppe Di Stefano was there to document its power. His footage brought the world to the very edge of the inferno. We see rivers of incandescent lava, glowing with an inner heat of over 1,000 degrees Celsius, carving new paths down the ancient mountainside. It is a slow, inexorable advance, consuming everything in its path. The true majesty of such an event is often revealed after the sun has set. As darkness fell over Sicily, the eruption transformed. The lava flows became veins of brilliant orange and red, stark against the black canvas of the night. Fountains of molten rock, known as paroxysms, blasted hundreds of feet into the air, a fireworks display orchestrated by the planet itself. It is a primal light, one that has illuminated our world since its very beginning. This beauty, however, is not without its peril. During this very eruption, a BBC film crew and a group of tourists found themselves in a moment of extreme danger. They were observing the lava flow when it met with a pocket of snow, resulting in a phreatic explosion. Superheated steam, rock and debris were hurled through the air. It was a sudden, violent reminder that this is not a gentle giant. The mountain demands respect. The crew, though shaken and sustaining some injuries, were fortunate. Their experience underscores the unpredictable nature of volcanic environments. One moment, you are a spectator to one of the world's greatest shows. The next, you are part of the action, caught in the crossfire of geological forces. It is a fine line between wonder and terror, a line that all who venture near these titans must be prepared to walk. The footage they captured both before and after this terrifying incident provides a complete picture of Etna's character. We see its breathtaking beauty, the slow, mesmerizing dance of its lava. But we are also shown its capacity for sudden, explosive violence. It is this duality that makes volcanoes like Etna so utterly compelling. They are creators of land, but also destroyers. And so, Mount Etna continues its restless cycle. It will erupt again, as it has for 500,000 years. Each eruption adds a new layer to its story, a new scar on its face. The footage from 2017 serves as a powerful document, a testament to a single fiery chapter in the long and dramatic life of this magnificent Sicilian volcano, a constant and potent symbol of the ever-changing Earth. We now travel north, to the land of ice and fire, Iceland. For nearly 800 years, the Reykjanes Peninsula had been geologically quiet, but in March of 2021, after weeks of intense seismic activity, the ground split open. A new eruption had begun, at a place called Fagradalsfjall. It wasn't an explosive, ash-filled cataclysm, but something altogether more intimate, a fissure eruption, a gentle welling up of the Earth's lifeblood. What unfolded was truly extraordinary. This was not an ancient towering volcano, but a new one being born before our very eyes. For the people of Iceland, it was a national event. Thousands flocked to witness it, drawn by a deep ancestral connection to the volcanic forces that shaped their island. They stood on nearby hillsides, watching in awe as fountains of lava pulsed and danced from the growing crater. It was a geological wonder unfolding in real time. The eruption continued for months, a slow and steady process of creation. The lava field expanded, filling the valley, and the central cone grew taller with each passing day. Then, a moment of pure geological drama was captured by a drone, and the rim of the main crater, weakened by the constant pressure from within, suddenly gave way. A section of the wall collapsed, unleashing a spectacular cascade of lava. It was a waterfall of fire. A torrent of molten rock, bright orange and impossibly fluid, poured over the newly formed breach. The footage is simply mesmerizing. It reveals the sheer volume of material being brought to the surface, a river of new earth flowing out to reshape the landscape. This was not destruction, this was creation in its most raw and spectacular form, a process that has played out countless times over the planet's history, but is so rarely witnessed with such clarity. The sight of this lava waterfall captured the world's imagination. It was a perfect illustration of the dynamic, ever-changing nature of our planet. The ground beneath our feet is not static. It is a thin crust on a sea of molten rock, and here we could see that sea breaking through to the surface. For the onlookers, it was a profound, almost spiritual experience, a direct encounter with the planetary engine. The excitement was palpable. You can see it in the faces of those who made the pilgrimage to the site. There was no fear, only a sense of profound wonder and privilege. To witness a new piece of Iceland being formed, to feel the heat on your face from a safe distance, to hear the crackle and pop of cooling lava. It is a sensory experience unlike any other, a once-in-a-lifetime event for many. Fagradalsfjall's eruption was a gift. It allowed scientists an unprecedented opportunity to study a shield volcano's formation up close. And for the rest of us, it provided some of the most stunning volcanic imagery ever recorded. It reminded us that even in our modern technological world, there are still moments of pure, primal magic to be found. Moments when the Earth itself puts on the greatest show of all. Our story now takes us to Central America, to Guatemala, home to one of the continent's most consistently active and formidable volcanoes, Volcán de Fuego, the Volcano of Fire. Its name is no exaggeration. Fuego is in a near-constant state of eruption, with small to moderate explosions happening every 15 to 20 minutes. It is a restless and powerful giant that looms over the colonial city of Antigua. In 2016, a particularly spectacular phase of its activity was captured in a breathtaking time-lapse. As night falls, the gentle grid of city lights begins to twinkle in the valley below the volcano. Then, against the star-dusted sky, Fuego awakens. Incandescent bombs of lava are hurled from its summit crater, tracing brilliant arcs of red and orange through the darkness before tumbling down its steep flanks. It is a truly hypnotic sight. The time-lapse reveals the rhythm of the volcano, a steady pulse of fiery exhalations. Each explosion is a release of pressure from deep within. We see the clouds of ash glowing from the light of the eruption within them, billowing out and drifting away on the high-altitude winds. The juxtaposition of the calm, orderly city, and the wild, chaotic power of the volcano is incredibly striking. It speaks of the delicate balance in which communities here exist. Living in the shadow of such a volcano is a life of acceptance. The people of Guatemala have a deep respect for Fuego. Its eruptions are a part of the landscape, a part of life itself. But this coexistence is fragile, and in 2018, the volcano unleashed a fury far beyond its usual temperament. A powerful eruption, one of the strongest in decades, sent devastating pyroclastic flows, superheated avalanches of gas, ash and rock, surging down the valleys. The scale of the 2018 event was catastrophic. The flows, moving at hurricane speeds and with temperatures of hundreds of degrees, buried entire villages. The sky turned black as a column of ash soared 10 kilometers into the atmosphere, blanketing the region and shutting down the country's main airport. It was a stark and tragic demonstration of a volcano's destructive potential, a far cry from the beautiful, rhythmic displays of previous years. The aftermath was a scene of devastation. The once green valleys were transformed into a gray, barren moonscape. Rescue workers faced an almost impossible task, digging through meters of hot ash in search of survivors. The 2018 eruption was a national tragedy for Guatemala, a painful reminder of the immense power that lies dormant, and sometimes not so dormant, beneath their feet. Volcán de Fuego thus presents two faces. One is the beautiful, almost predictable artist, painting the night sky with fire in a display that draws photographers and awestruck observers. The other is the terrifying, unpredictable destroyer, capable of unleashing overwhelming force with little warning. The footage we have, from the serene time lapses to the harrowing news reports, captures this profound duality, telling the complete, complex story of the volcano of fire. We journey into the heart of the Pacific Ocean, to the Hawaiian archipelago, islands born entirely of volcanic activity. Here, on the Big Island, stands Kilauea, one of the most active volcanoes on the planet. For the native Hawaiian people, this is not just a mountain, it is a sacred place, the home of Pele, the goddess of fire and volcanoes. Its eruptions are her work, a divine process of creation. At the summit of Kilauea lies the Halemaumau crater, considered the very home of Pele. For years, it contained a vast and mesmerizing lake of lava, a window into the Earth's mantle. It bubbled and churned, its surface constantly shifting, crusting over and breaking apart. Scientists from around the world came to study it, gaining invaluable insights into the behavior of basaltic lava and the plumbing systems of volcanoes. Kilauea's activity is not confined to its summit. For decades, a continuous eruption from its East Rift zone, from a cone named Pu'u'o'o, sent slow-moving lava flows towards the sea. These flows have added hundreds of acres of new land to the island, but in 2018, this long-running eruption entered a dramatic and destructive new phase. The summit lava lake drained away and new fissures opened up in a residential area known as Leilani Estates. What followed was a slow-motion disaster. Fissure after fissure split the ground, sometimes in people's backyards. Fountains of lava, some reaching hundreds of feet high, roared from the earth. Rivers of fast-moving lava consumed everything in their path, roads, cars, and over 700 homes. It was a heartbreaking sight, watching a community being slowly erased by the very force that created the island on which they lived. The 2018 eruption was the most destructive in Hawaii's modern history. It reshaped a huge area of the island's Puna district. It destroyed natural landmarks, including the beautiful Green Lake, which was boiled away in hours, and created a new coastline where the lava poured into the ocean in a constant battle of fire and water, sending up huge plumes of steam and hazardous lays. The event was a profound demonstration of Pele's power. While devastating for those who lost their homes, for many Hawaiians, it was also seen as a natural and necessary act of reclamation and rebirth. The goddess was simply remaking the land as she has always done. The footage from this eruption is both tragic and awe-inspiring, a document of personal loss on a geological scale. Today Kilauea has quieted, but it is not dormant. The Halemaumau crater, which collapsed dramatically during the 2018 eruption, has since refilled with a new lava lake. The cycle continues. Kilauea remains a cornerstone of volcanology and a potent symbol of Hawaiian culture, a place where science and mythology meet, and where the creation of our world is a constant, visible, and sometimes devastating process. Our final destination is the Indonesian island of Lombok, dominated by the majestic Mount Rinjani. This is the second highest volcano in Indonesia, a country that sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire and is home to more active volcanoes than any other nation. Rinjani is a place of staggering beauty, its huge caldera holding a stunning crescent-shaped crater lake, Sagara Anak, or Child of the Sea. Within this lake, a new volcanic cone, Mount Barujari, has been growing over centuries. It is a volcano within a volcano. In late 2015 and into 2016, this inner cone stirred to life, providing a spectacle of breathtaking beauty and power. Eruptions sent plumes of ash thousands of feet into the sky, contrasting starkly with the tranquil turquoise waters of the lake surrounding it. The footage captured during this period is astonishing. We see the raw power of the eruption framed by the serene beauty of the caldera. At night, the scene became even more dramatic. The dark waters of Lake Sagara Anak reflected the fiery explosions from Barujari's crater. It was as if there were two volcanoes erupting, one reaching for the sky, and its perfect shimmering image reaching down into the depths of the lake. These Strombolian explosions, rhythmic blasts of gas and lava, were a testament to the immense pressures building beneath the lake. The sight of incandescent rock being thrown into the air, only to hiss and steam as it hit the water, was a powerful display of the fundamental conflict between the elements of fire and water. It was a scene from the dawn of time, playing out in a remote Indonesian paradise. For trekkers and tourists, Rinjani is a popular, though challenging, destination. The views from the caldera rim are considered among the most spectacular in Southeast Asia. However, the volcano's beauty is matched by its potential danger. In September 2016, while the earlier eruptive phase had calmed, Barujari suddenly erupted again, this time with very little warning. At the time of the eruption, hundreds of tourists were in the national park, many of them down by the lake, close to the erupting cone. A massive evacuation was launched. Park authorities and rescue teams worked to guide the trekkers to safety as an ash column rose 2 kilometers above the volcano, forcing the closure of the nearby Lombok airport. It was a tense situation, highlighting the unpredictability of these natural wonders. Fortunately, all the tourists were evacuated safely, but the incident served as another important lesson. Volcanoes operate on their own schedules. They can be alluring, drawing us in with their sublime beauty, but they command respect. The story of Rinjani, with its stunning lake-bound eruptions and sudden evacuations, is a perfect encapsulation of this relationship. Our desire to get close to nature's power, and nature's ability to remind us at any moment of our vulnerability. From the fertile slopes of Etna to the sacred home of Pele in Hawaii, we have witnessed the Earth in its most creative and destructive moods. These 5 eruptions are but a brief glimpse into the relentless geological engine that drives our planet. They are a source of fear and devastation, but also of wonder, beauty, and even life itself. The very ground beneath our feet, the air we breathe, it all has its origins in these fiery processes, played out over countless millennia. The footage we have seen brings us closer than ever before to these extraordinary events. It allows us to become witnesses, from a safe distance, to the birth of new land in Iceland and the terrifying power of a pyroclastic flow in Guatemala. These images are more than just spectacles, they are important records, scientific data, and powerful reminders of the dynamic world we inhabit. They foster a sense of connection to our planet, a planet that is very much alive. As we continue to explore and understand these magnificent forces, we must always do so with a profound sense of respect and humility. The story of our world is continually being written in fire and rock, and we are privileged to be able to read some of its most dramatic chapters. To see another video just like this one, be sure to click the link on screen now. As always, thank you all for watching, and be sure to tune in next time.